Peppa Pig always appears in episodes alongside one or more family members since the show focuses on family life and the daily adventures of a 4-year-old discovering the world around her. But do you know all the members of the Pig family? And why have her paternal grandparents never been shown in the episodes? The mysterious Aunt Dottie. Most fans always thought that Mummy Pig was an only child. But in the episode Rocking Horse, Aunt Dottie decided to send a big gift to her niece and nephew, Peppa and George. This even surprised Daddy Pig, who thought it was a delivery of concrete, but it turned out to be a wooden horse for his kids. Notice that the box has many stamps, suggesting that Aunt Dottie lives far away. Her gift traveled through many places, meaning it must have taken a long time to arrive. Although this was her first mention in the show, her appearance was hinted at earlier, and many fans didn't even notice. In the episode Grandpa Pig's Computer, Mummy Pig decides to gift her old work computer to her father. But when setting it up in his office, we can spot a black and white photo in the left corner of the screen, featuring two little piggies, a piglet with a tie and a piglet in a polka dot dress. We might assume they are Peppa and George, but the old-fashioned photo suggests it's from an earlier time. Could it be Mummy Pig? But she's always worn an orange dress, so could these be her siblings? In the Thanksgiving episode, Aunt Dottie finally made her debut, and we noticed she was wearing a polka dot dress, the same pattern as the piglet in the photo. Coincidence? This was the first time the character officially appeared in the Peppa world. It's certain that the portrait in Grandpa Pig's office is of her. But who is the little piglet? Could Grandpa and Grandma Pig have had a son? We've gathered 12 characters from the Pig family to showcase their most notable traits. So, put on your golden boots and join us as we explore more of the amazing world of Peppa. Sailor Grandpa Pig. Let's talk about one of the most charismatic and grumpy characters from the cutest family on TV, Grandpa Pig. This special family member first appeared in the inaugural season, in the episode Polly Parrot, when he was visited by Mummy Pig, Daddy Pig, Peppa, and George. Besides his love for animals, he is passionate about his garden. Nothing can disrupt his special little corner. Well, almost nothing. In the episode The Wishing Well, he gets furious when Grandma Pig wants to decorate his space with something he hates, gnomes and a plastic well. Even though he's retired, he still maintains the discipline of a sailor. We know about his profession because he proudly wears his sailor's cap and loves sailing his boat, which always leads to great adventures with his grandchildren. And want to know a secret? Despite his strong personality, he simply can't resist Peppa and George's cute requests. In the end, he's just a doting grandpa who loves his family. Sweet Grandma Pig. With her kind and caring nature, Grandma Pig is always ready to teach her little grandkids something new. Even though she's usually at home, she never neglects her appearance. After all, she has a great sense of style. In every episode, she's always wearing her signature accessory, her hat. But if you think she only has one, you're very mistaken. In the episode Grandma's Attic, she tries to convince Grandpa Pig to get rid of some things from the attic, like his beloved ship-in-a-bottle collection. But she gets quite a surprise when he says she should do the same. Starting with her hats, she quickly snatches the box from his hands, and judging by her reaction, she is not happy about the idea of parting with her collection. Most people wouldn't guess just by watching Grandma Pig in the episodes, but when she was younger, she was a biker. She used to love wearing her leather jacket, which she still keeps to this day, most likely in the attic. In the episode Motorbike Adventure, when Peppa and George come over, she decides it's time for a family adventure and convinces Grandpa Pig to take a ride on her old motorcycle. And it's actually in pretty good shape. By the way, whenever she gets the chance, Grandma Pig meets up with her friends for historical reenactments, from dinosaurs to the Stone Age. In the episode Dinosaur Party, she even dresses up to welcome her guests. But according to her, what she really enjoys is hosting little garden parties. Uncle Pig. If you have an older brother, you probably hate being compared to him, and it's no different with Daddy Pig. Even though he and his brother, Uncle Pig, look quite similar, there's an easy way to tell them apart: glasses. Uncle Pig first appeared in the episode Chloe's Puppet Show, and right from the start, we notice that Daddy Pig has a lot in common with his brother, like their love for eating, and they both fall asleep snoring loudly. Although neither would ever admit to these unmistakable traits, he's the father of Peppa's only known cousins and has known Aunt Dottie for a long time, as we saw in the episode where she finally makes her appearance. And if you think Uncle Pig has a lot in common with Daddy Pig, comment brothers below to let us know. Auntie Pig. Now, let's talk about a character who doesn't get much attention but definitely deserves to be remembered. Auntie Pig. Unlike other adult characters, we don't know much about her background, but one thing's for sure, she has a great sense of humor. Just like her sister-in-law, Mummy Pig, she is always cheerful and, most impressively, manages to stay calm even in the most chaotic situations. Want an example? Even when little Alexander won't stop crying, she remains unfazed, showing all her patience and love. And that's not all. To help her youngest son, She even learned how to play the trumpet. Now that's dedication, right? Who else thinks this character deserves more spotlight on the show? Baby cousin Alexander, who do you think is the biggest crybaby in Peppa Pig? You said George. You're not entirely wrong. But he's not the only one competing for that title in the family. Baby Alexander has quite the reputation. In every episode he appears in, he's almost always crying, though to be fair, he's only about 3 or 4 months old. In the episode A Noisy Night, he cried 3 times in a single episode, though one of those times was because Daddy Pig accidentally woke him up. A fun fact, he is the only character in the show who appears barefoot. Have you ever noticed that? Chloe, the older cousin Daddy Pig's niece, is about 10 years old and has appeared in several episodes. One of them is Chloe's Big Friends, where she introduces Peppa to Simon Squirrel and Belinda Bear. But not everything was fun and games. In this episode, Chloe's friends call Peppa and George babies, and Peppa is not happy about it. Throughout the seasons, Chloe continues to appear, showing off her talents. She has a passion for puppetry and is extremely skilled in arts and crafts. Could she be the artist of the family? In the episode Chloe's Puppet Show, we see this talent firsthand as she makes a dinosaur puppet for George. And if you love following this family's adventures as much as we do, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join our fan community for everyone's favorite pink pig. Mommy Pig the writer. Now it's time to talk about Mummy Pig. Besides being a super mom, she works from home as a writer and is always seen on her computer. This way, she can take care of Peppa and George while Daddy Pig is at the office. Speaking of Daddy Pig, did you know they've known each other since they were kids? The two were inseparable in Madame Gazelle's preschool, always together at recess or painting. Could it be that Madame Gazelle played matchmaker for them? But don't think Mummy Pig is all about responsibility. In the episode Grandma's Attic, when picking up Peppa and George, she finds her favorite record, Bird Bird, Think Oink, and just can't resist. Cue the nostalgic dance. Big Daddy Pig. Daddy Pig is a well-known engineer in his town and works in his office, where he designs house plans for his clients. Despite this, he's always in a good mood, though he often ends up as the subject of jokes about his big belly, even from Peppa herself. Although he claims to be an expert at losing weight, he doesn't exercise much. What he really loves is chocolate cake with warm milk. In the episode Swimming, we discover a surprising skill. Despite not being a fan of exercise, Daddy Pig is an excellent swimmer. He even managed to dive to the bottom of the pool to retrieve Richard's toy. George Dinosaur. The pig family also includes a shy and sometimes mischievous little piglet, George. He doesn't talk much, and there are even theories that he might be adopted. But that's a topic for another video. But did you know that George is an amazing skater? In the episode Ice Skating, he didn't make any promises, but he certainly delivered. On his very first time skating, he impressed everyone with his skills, even pulling off a spin jump. Way to go, George. Even though he doesn't talk much, that hasn't stopped him from making a best friend, Richard. They share one big passion, dinosaurs. The star of the show, Peppa, is the most stubborn member of the pig family, and it seems like she gets that from Daddy Pig, who doesn't like being told what to do. In the episode Cycling, Daddy Pig tries to convince her not to ride her bike, but the little pink pig doesn't listen, and in the end, she regrets it. She loves jumping in muddy puddles, playing with her friends, and going on adventures with her family. Peppa is friendly, fun, and sometimes a little bossy, just like her best friend, Susie Sheep. She also has a stuffed animal, Teddy, who is her companion on every adventure. Where are Daddy Pig's parents? Even though the pig family is quite large, there are still a few mysterious members who have never been introduced or even mentioned in Peppa Pig. Can you guess who they are? Daddy Pig is always very reserved when it comes to his past, but the big question remains, where are his parents? Why have they never appeared? Only the creators can answer that, so we'll have to wait for future seasons. Maybe one day, they'll show up for a family Christmas. After learning more about every member of the pig family, it's easier to piece together their family tree. And if you want to keep enjoying more fun content, we've got 2 amazing videos for you to watch next. See you in the next video.